What's up? What's up? What's up? All my good people out there in YouTube land. Coming at you Housewives of Atlanta. Excuse me. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Season 12, episode 12, Beverly Hills Blackout, aka Erika the Drunk. Uh let's go and get this thing started. First of all, before we even get started, as you can see from the screenshot, Miss Erika Girardi has been hit with yet another lawsuit for $50 million as she was coming back home on a wonderful vacation from Hawaii. She got hit with a lawsuit. She got served, and I don't feel bad for her. Moving on to the episode. We continue where we left off. Erika questioning Crystal about, her eating disorder and being nasty and rude and being a drunk and having too much to drink and being a mess. We going down to honey Miss Queen Asher, Diana's good girlfriend. Well, baby father. Diana's good girlfriend, baby father, Miss Queen Asher, in her beautiful red gown. And she's singing Oh Holy Night. I will say that she has a beautiful voice. He's singing Oh Holy Night, and Erika and her drunk ass pussy decide that she wants to join in and sing, and she sounds a mess. Remember when Erika thought she had a little record deal and this and that? I was like, girl, shut up. Garcelle's looking at her like, this is disrespectful. You're out of control. It was a mess. So Miss Asher, she finished singing, and then we go over to the couch where Frederica, Lisa Rinna. I need to give a name to Lisa Rinna. Maybe I'll have something by next week because she's going to show her ass next week. So maybe I'll have something by next week. And Lizard Lips. And luckily, we only got one. We only got like the first 15 minutes. It was just Lizard Lips. I'm so happy about that. Kathy also joins the girls, and Erika shares that she wanted to go to the event. She wanted to go to Paris's wedding, but she didn't want to, bring her messy, broke, out of control self there because she's going through so much. Also, as I said, Erika, she's under investigation and she got hit with a $50 million lawsuit. Also read something where she had to turn over a $1.4 million ring, and honey, it's a mess. Crystal, Garcelle, and Kyle are sitting and talking, and Kathy also joins them and says, Erika's out of control. Here go Kyle. Well, I think she's finally letting loose and she's making a couple mistakes. I don't think that we should, we should cut her some slack. Garcelle was like, you can cut her some slack. I'm not cutting her no slack. And Crystal pretty much shares like, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Erika's drunk. She's spreading her business. She's talking about being on pills and that pill and this pill and having this drink and having that drink. And, she's also taking care of her mental health. I'm like, girl, what? Okay. What else? Kyle says she really tries to stay away from labeling people and calling people drunks and this and that because, remember when Kim Richards was on the show, how they had that huge blowout because Kim had problems with liquor and things like that. So Kyle caught a lot of backlash for it. Excuse me. I'm kind of stuffed up, so that's why I sound like I'm having a hard time breathing. But I'm stuffed up, and I don't know why. But anyway, what was I saying? Kyle had that problem, so Kim had that problem, so Kyle caught a lot of backlash for that. So she's trying to stay away from labeling people. But like Crystal said, Kyle's trying to be a loyal friend, which is fine. But also being a loyal friend means that you need to call people out when they're doing wrong. You don't have to necessarily be calling somebody out when you see that there's a problem. It makes you more of a loyal friend, makes you more 100% down for them, because you don't want your friend going down the wrong hill and you're watching your friend deteriorate in front of you. So if Erika's your girl and you riding for her, then you tell her like, look, you have a problem and you need to chill out. You can't be putting alcohol with medicine. And here's the thing. They all, on the labels of the medicine bottles, they tell you, don't put out, wait a couple hours if you want to have a drink. Don't take the medicine and drink at the same time. So they tell you all these things, and I'm like, girl, you too old to be acting like this. Garcelle goes to say goodbye to the girl's child. Erika is drunk. She barely can stand up. Lisa helps her stand up. She falls back down. Lisa helps her out, and Lizard Lips decides that she wants to pretty much apologize to Garcelle. She apologizes for her behavior. Of course, she said it was sudden, the reason why, but she apologized for her behavior, and she said that, she was pretty much wrong, and Garcelle accepts her apology and keeps it moving. Child, meanwhile, honey Kathy over there hiding Kyle's purse. Child, Kyle all on her knees. Now they're looking for the purse and everything. Sisters being sisters, having a good time. And that was the end of the holiday party. We move on over to Dorito's house, her and PK. PK basically, child, this scene, I was like, girl, y'all, I don't know, no way I need this scene. PK got arrested a couple weeks ago for driving under the influence. I said, oh, okay, well, I see what this episode's about. And he pretty much got caught with, on a DUI. PK says he was anxious about being late to Dorito, and she was like, she don't believe him. And then I kind of tuned out because I wasn't interested. And then when I tuned back in, she was like, you can't never lie to me. That's not what our relationship is built on. And I'm like, okay. But I'll get into her a little bit later on. He got a ticket, and weeks later, the paparazzi found out about it. I'm like, yeah, because you probably leaked it. He said he didn't want to wake her up at 4:00 in the morning because of what she'd been through, and she was looking at him like, what? Even I was looking like, PK, shut up. Just say you fucked up, and you should have called her and told her right away, and you was wrong. She found out because she had to go pick your car up. So, like, come on, get it together. But, glad he was okay. Glad he didn't hurt anybody. If you going to, they got so many ways of getting home now. They got Ubers, Lyfts, ride with a friend, walk, just don't get behind the wheel drunk. That's as simple as that. Like, don't do it. You could, in your life, somebody else's life, you could be arrested and take your own, it's just a mess. Over at Erika's shack, they're talking about her hair samples. Lisa shows up in a pajama set. Erika says she knows what it's like to have it all. The private jet, the diamonds, the furs, the cars, the butlers, the maids, the mansions, everything. Now she lives in a shack. And, she says she'll get it all back. I'm like, I don't know, girl, with this lawsuit you keep getting hit with every other day, honey. You might just want to go find you a cute little apartment and just go ahead and live your best life. Erika says she doesn't remember anything from the holiday party. She blacked out. She hit her head. She vomited. She's like, the holidays are really hard for her. And I'm like, girl, you are 50 years old, or get ready to be 50 years old, and you still acting like this? Okay. She says she, feel like having a cocktail is part of being socializing. Having a cocktail and having multiple cocktails are two different things. And having it with medicine is also two different things. And she's, she doesn't know how to pretty much balance it. Lisa tells her she's out of control. Erika says she was being reckless and she could have hurt herself. Lisa tells her, you need to stop. This is becoming too much. And I was actually surprised that Lisa said that to her because, it's Lisa. But I'm also at the same time happy that Lisa did share that with her because, it's Lisa. And that's her girl, which is what Kyle should be doing. But Kyle's like, she's just having a good time. She's cutting loose. She's cutting up a rug. And Erika said, it's hard to accept what's going on, and she did the wrong thing, and it's time for her pretty much, they pretty much gave her a hard time, and it's pretty much time, get your shit together. Or you're going to end up in rehab. over at Garcelle, it's 10 days later, over at Garcelle's house, Sutton shows up, and Sutton's like, how was Diana's party? She was like, I really don't care about the party. I just want to know about the house. And like I said last week, and I'm gonna say it again, honey, Diana got a nasty house. Oh, nasty house. She says that Erika has a problem, and she says, I'll take care. I'll have the conversation with her. I'll take care of it, because Sutton was like, we know, Sutton girl, we know you can't do it. Let Garcelle get her ass together. Sutton shared she was lonely for the holidays, because she had COVID and things like that. And during that time, she learned how to put her guard down and soften up and things like that. And Sutton said, honey, she pretty much laying up in that bed, lonely, and she called every ex. Hey, somebody checking up on me. It's Christmas. Check up on me. Well, let me tell you something. When I had COVID, it ain't shit you can do but sit up in that house. You done watched everything you can watch. You done played every game. You done watched every YouTube. You done played every game on your phone. You done watched everything on the news. There is literally nothing you can do but lay in your bed and wait for it to be over with. So I get it. No matter how big the house is, how small the house is, this shit all become the same size at the end of the day, and you ready to get the fuck up out of there. So I get it. Dorito shows up at Kyle's house. Why is Kyle door never locked? Let me go over Kyle's house trying to just walk in there. Hey girl, your door was unlocked, so I just came and sat down on the couch because your door ain't never locked. Never. But okay, Kyle. Doree says she, the headlines are killing her. I'm like, girl, it's one headline. We seen one headline pop up, literally one. But okay, girl. She said about, PK being arrested. Everybody's going to start asking questions, and they're going to have to relive it again and again and again. And I thought to myself, just like we had to relive that burglary again, and you couldn't sleep, you wanted to move, you were terrified. The kids don't know about it. PK shouldn't have left you. PK owed some money, so y'all set up the burglary. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. That was excuse me, allegedly. Kyle feels some kind of way because Mauricio didn't tell her about PK getting arrested. And, I did like the part of Kyle saying, she keeps an eye out on her children because things are crazy nowadays. They all have to find where you are on their app and stuff like that. So I did like that. I thought that was a really, really good idea. And she likes the open lines of communication. Sutton's on her date with Sanjay. I think that's how you say his name. And honey, he was raised in Virginia. Well, he was born in Virginia. He went to law school in New Orleans. And he was on Jeopardy. I said, oh, he's smart. He's smart. Let's see if I can find that episode. It was awkward, but I think it was more so awkward because the cameras were there. We really didn't need to see that date. But okay. And Child Sutton says she don't know if she want to get married, right? But right now she just want a man to put up with her. I said, I know that's right. But it was awkward, so we don't need to see it again. Garcelle meets up with the fraud, Erika. Let's see, is she the fraud or is she the drunk? I like the fraud better. She meets up with the fraud, and they, they're at this really, really cute bar. And the waitress comes over and she asks what they want to drink. Garcelle says her drinking, and Erika asks for some tea and honey. And the lady said, we don't serve like hot stuff on this level. So then she was like, oh, well, I'll just go for your some kind of liquor she wanted. I was like, girl, how you go from tea straight to liquor? But okay. But she only had one. She shares that she was tipsy, she blacked out. She's drinking while on medication. She doesn't know how to handle it. She says she's struggling. She lost everything and she doesn't know how to rebuild. So I definitely understand that part, and I definitely believe that was a real moment for her, because we've all been there where we lost something and we trying to figure out how to rebuild it. The problem is, Erika, we can't sympathize with you because of how you act, and how you act like you're the victim. You're not the victim. You victimize people, but you were not the victim. So that's why we can't sympathize with you, sis. Erika said, everything's being ripped away from her, and she feels like now she has a fresh set of eyes, because in Erika's mind it's all over with. But I'm like, girl, it ain't over with. You getting hit with lawsuits. You got to get this back. The victim's still waiting on their money. We still looking at you in the tabloids. It ain't over. But okay, we gonna play this game with you. So Garcelle says, how do you feel about this friend group? And she says, I'm glad you have Cherie with you because she thinks Sutton is a liability for her. And I'm looking at Garcelle and I was like, girl, I don't know if I would use those. I don't know if those words should come out your mouth because Erika, the liability is you. And just like Garcelle said in her confessional, Erika, you're a liability. You are unpredictable. You are literally a walking scandal. I just told y'all she was served a couple days ago for $50 million. She has another lawsuit. She had to do this. She's all over tabloids. Like, you are the liability and you are a scandal. But I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to turn on Sutton, but Sutton was just your girl though, right? Okay. See, Sutton? Okay. Now when Sutton get to reading your ass and asking you questions, don't be feeling some kind of way. I'm just saying. Garcelle pretty much wants everybody to lay off Sutton for a minute and find something else to do. And Erika says, Sutton's a master of her own abilities and she knows what she's up to and this and that. And I'm looking like, Erika, what are you talking about? Like, did something happen that we didn't see? Or are you going back to being your fake phony self again with her? Because she didn't do anything to you. Oh, I know what it is. Because Diane is paying your bills. So now you want to feel like Sutton's the issue. Oh, okay, girl. I see you. And she pretty much is like, stop sticking up for Sutton. Sutton can stick up for herself. No, Garcelle's not sticking up for Sutton. Garcelle's being a friend and having Sutton's back. Just like how y'all have each other's back. That's what Garcelle is doing. So, Erika, be quiet. And Erika, you really honestly shouldn't be in any drama. You should be on your best behavior this season because of what's going on in your real life. Anyway, I'm interested to see how this plays out. I'm definitely interested in next week's episode because honey, Lisa going to show her ass. I guess Lisa felt like she wasn't getting enough screen time, so she's going to show up next week. Anyway, it was a cool episode. I think we're getting ready to get down to the real, meats and things of the feud between Garcelle and Erika. And hopefully we don't have to see lizard lips too much more. And yeah. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much. Enjoy your night. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your notification bells. Subscribe, people. Watch my videos. Help me out. I'm having a good time doing this. Check out my old videos. Check out my show, Weekend Sessions. You'll laugh. This is a fun channel. I'm not into a whole bunch of seriousness over here. And it's here for a good time. So anyway, everybody have a good night. Peace.